It's the country's #1 RVing radio show, sponsored by RVTravel.com, with your host, Alan Warren, the RV Wingman.
We have a lady who joins us about once or twice a year to tell us what she believes is the perfect place for folks who want to escape the cold weather up north, those long, cold winters. Welcome, Christy Collier.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
It's been a while.
It has been too long,
Yes.
and I'm just thrilled with the opportunity to tell everybody out there how much South Texas is warm and ready for lots of new, what we call winter Texans, to come on south.
You know, Diana was down there a couple of weeks ago. She came back and she said, Alan, I'm telling you, it was packed. I've never seen more people in South Texas. So the winter Texans, I guess, the secret's out now, right, Christy?
Absolutely. You know, our season officially starts November 1st, but we've seen a lot of people come earlier than usual this year. And I think, you know, a lot of people are still kind of shell-shocked from the harsh winter that they had last year. So we're seeing a lot of people coming early this season, which is great. So we're happy to have them.
What exactly do you do, Christy?
Well, the question is more like, what don't we do? We've been in business for 12 years. We're Welcome Home, RGV, and if you can imagine a chamber of commerce for winter Texans, that's kind of what we are. We have a lot of different things that we do. We publish a weekly newspaper, October through March, that's specific to entertainment, things that are going on in the parks and in the community that are relevant to our winter visitors. We have a big show in January called the Winter Texan Expo, and we have a lot of outreach programs that we do and little mini events, and we work hand in hand with all of the RV parks here in South Texas. And we have over 300, so we have literally anything, something for everyone. You know, not every park is different, so depending on what our prospective winter Texans are looking for, we can fit them with the right property.
I know that we have a bunch of people that are listening right now that are wintering in places other than Texas, and they may be great, but they may be wondering about a change of scenery. And the Rio Grande Valley is just fabulous. Can you describe the area, if you would, and what winter Texans experience?
Absolutely. You know, in comparison to other winter destinations like Florida or Arizona, the valley is a whole lot more affordable. Their money will go further here in South Texas. And, you know, we have the palm trees, we have the water, we have South Padre Island, which I'm in McAllen, but I could be on the island in an hour if I wanted to. Brownsville and Harlingen are full of resakas, which are, you know, it's just absolutely beautiful. You have to come and see it to believe it. We have citrus trees, just about every. You know, if you're not looking at the palm trees, you're looking at the citrus trees. So we have, you know, of course, we're very close to the border. In McAllen, we're about 7 to 9 miles from Mexico, and so we have a unique culture that you know, it's a wonderful place. I grew up in McAllen, and when my husband and I got married, we couldn't wait to come home because it's just a really great place to raise a family, and there's so much to see and do. If you're bored, it's your own darn fault.
Talk to me a little bit, Christy, if you would, about safety, because I know a lot of people are concerned, oh my gosh, it's too close to Mexico, and what if something happens to us? And South Texas
Sure.
is a very safe place, from what I understand, safer than it's ever been.
Absolutely. You know, I'm proud of my city. McAllen is my hometown and where I'm from. And it was ranked one of the safest cities in the U.S. for the second year in a row. You know, people have these visions of you know, I don't know, but you know, it's just an ordinary day. I get a kick out of talking to some of my winter Texans who say, you know, everybody who talks about, you know, all of this, they've never been to downtown Detroit. You know, I mean, you know, any place can be dangerous. You know, but as far as, you know, our crime rates are lower than most places across the country, and it's a really great place to live. And I encourage everybody to come and see us. And people are still going across to Mexico. I listened to the segment earlier about going to Mexico and getting dental work done. We have all of that down here too in Progreso, Mexico. And
we have a lot of
winter
winter Texans that stay with us in Central Texas, and you know,
Yep.
they enjoy staying with us during the wintertime, but they cannot resist going to the valley for a week or so, and then they jump across the border and they get their dental work done down there too, and they come back and say that they saved a pile of money, they had a great time, They met friendly people, the weather was great. I mean, they love it.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of our people can almost finance the entire winter just by the dental savings that they have. And someone on your feed said, is it cash only? No. And a lot of our dentists are trained in the U.S., and they take credit cards. You know, some even offer accept insurance. So it's a really, as a matter of fact, I need to go get my tooth worked on here quick. So I go across it.
So what's the biggest thing that I need to realize if I'm going to go across into Mexico for the first time? I've never done it before. I'm a winter Texan or not. I've never gone into Mexico. What do I need to just always do this or never do that? What's the main thing I need to keep in mind?
Never have more than 2 margaritas.
That's probably true.
It is. But no, here in Progreso, and I can't speak for other areas, but, you know, Progreso is it's a very quaint downtown area. It's all, you walk across the bridge and you're right there. And anything and everything that you might want or need to see or do is along that main strip. And people either drive across or they walk across. I've done both. It really just depends on if I'm planning on doing a lot of shopping and have a lot of things that I want to bring back, then I'll drive across. Otherwise, you know, it's just a 5-minute walk. And there's dentists, there's prescription, there's pharmacies, there's haircuts, manicures, pedicures. There are physicians. You know, there's just about anything that you can imagine that you want, in addition to, of course, great food, dancing, margaritas, happy hour, entertainment. The sky's the limit. So I guess I would just say be prepared to stay all day.
Is it true that there are more and more people that we call them winter Texans, that decide to leave their RV for the entire year and they just drive their car back and forth to South Texas and you know, when it gets cold up north, they come down, their RVs just stays there year round?
Absolutely. And, you know, the Valley, we have 3 airports, and we have a lot of direct flights. And Sun Country flies direct from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and we have a Frontier flies direct to Chicago. And so we have a lot of different options now that, you know, maybe 10, 15 years ago we didn't have. We're also finding that more and more people are deciding, hey, we're kind of maybe over being full-timers, and we want to call South Texas our home base. And so we've created a whole program called our Converted Texans for those folks that stay here year-round. So absolutely, I would say that's
Converted Texans. I like that.
Yeah. You know, it's really funny because 9 times out of 10 our converted Texans are former winter Texans, but they'll be the first to say, I am not a winter Texan. I live here, you know. And I think that is one of the things that Texas has over Florida and Arizona is, you know, we welcome our winter Texans. We gave them a name of their own. They are just as much a part of us as we are of them, and we appreciate the economic impact that they have on our community, and you know, we want them to stay longer. And if we can get them to go through that conversion process, you know, they're spending money here in South Texas year round, not just 6 months out of the year.
Christy, I'm getting the signal. We got to wrap this up. But people in Texas are so friendly, folks. If you're considering wintering somewhere, if you haven't left yet up north, come to South Texas. If you're someplace else, think about going to South Texas. Christy, we're going to send everybody we can to welcomehomergv.com, and we'll check in with you again, all right?
Great. Thanks so much.
All right, good job. That's Christy Collier. Check it out, everybody. welcomehomergv.com.